Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry episode 4. So last time we finished up Maria's flashbacks, right? It was nice, it was sad, but we're finally here now with this seemingly good-natured guy. He doesn't look evil at all, right? Honestly, this guy looks like a Yakuza. So let's continue and let's see what happens today.
あんた、ビルのてっぺんから飛び降りたんだって？
追っかけがうざかったんで、ちょっと巻こうと思って。
Enge and an old gentleman wearing an expensive suit were alone in a massive modern conference room. All of the newest machines for presentations were installed there, but they didn't upset its refined and composed atmosphere. And that alone was enough to make the business-like theme of the room abundantly clear. However, that didn't matter at all to Enge. She carelessly sat on a high-class chair that executives making a salary of several 10 million yen probably sat in, looking aloof from the world.
下の方の階で改装工事してて、転落防止ネットがあるの知ってましたし。
Enge talked about it like it was no big deal, but in reality it had been a miracle among miracles. To think that she'd shot through several layers of safety netting before the remodeling project, been caught in a multicolored banner adorning the atrium and slipped off, only to softly caught by a final banner land on the ground without a scratch. And then briskly leave that place. It put Hong Kong movies to shame.
いくらネットがあるの知ってたったって、高さ200メートルの超高層だよ。もしも思い通りにならなかったら、今頃大変なことになってただろうよ。
死んだら死んだで、それまでってことでもいいかなって思いまして。まあちょっとした運試しです。若気の至りってことで。
As though saying that she'd had enough of the topic, Angus shrugged coldly. Seeing that the old gentleman who was looking at the world below through a crack in the blinds cackled.
運試しときたか。いやはや、やっぱり金蔵さんのお孫さんだね。天賦。天の流れに命を預けてもケロリとしてるその度胸。会長も博打に平気で命をかけられる人だったが、これも後ろ宮の血なのかね。やっぱりあんた、将来大物になるよ。悪いことは言わない。家出ごっこはこの辺で切り上げて、スマデラの家に戻ったらどうだい？
Sumadera?
お母さん、実家と仲が悪かったって聞いてます。
Oh, Sumadera is the mom's family. Okay.
お葬式で初対面の人の家になんて行きたくないです。
Wait, what did she say again? I heard that mom had a bad relationship with her family, and I don't want to go to the house of people I first met at a funeral. I guess. They're an old family from Kyoto, and compared to mom's frank attitude, unbelievably strict. The only Sumadera I'd been on good terms was Grandpa, who was living apart from his family under the guise of retirement. Mom kept in touch with him too, but she avoided the rest of the family completely, almost hostilely so. So when I went out to play with the Sumadera family, it was always Grandpa's house I visited. When I was young, I didn't really understand it, but I hear that Grandpa was in an extremely weak position as a man who moved into his wife's family register and whose relationship with Grandma was also bad. So I guess they married each other for business purposes. You might even say that Grandma hated him and couldn't find him to the house. Isn't it hard to imagine that because she had a soft spot for Grandpa alone? Mom was also hated by the Sumaderas. Since I was her daughter, they probably hated me quite a bit too. And yet they appeared for the first time at Mom's funeral, shamelessly going on about how big I gotten, like they could actually act like family after all this time. When Aunt Ava died, I would inherit all the wealth of the Oshirimiya family. If that wasn't what they were after, there's no way they would have been able to say such disgusting words.
まあ、一人ぼっちになっちまって、自暴自棄になりたいエンジェちゃんの気持ちもわからなくもないな。
自暴自棄とかじゃないです。小うるさいエヴァおばさんもやっとくたばったんで、久しぶりにのびのびと散歩してるだけじゃないですか。
That annoying Aunt Ava has finally kicked the bucket.
周りが大げさに騒ぎすぎなだけです。
Of course, everyone's after the vast Oshirimiya wealth I bear. But honestly, this is kind of dangerous in her position though, right? I mean, she's just a little girl. Right? Or, yeah, a young girl, I would say. But yeah, it's very, very dangerous. You don't know who to trust now. You have this absurd amount of money under you. And people would want that, right? So I think that there's gonna be a lot of trouble for NJ here. Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of trouble for her because of the circumstances right now. They must think that becoming my guardian means they'll be able to do as they please with that wealth. Just how many people have tried to get close to me, acting like they want to be a substitute parent.
エンジェちゃんも辛いことがあったら、俺でよかったらいつでも相談してな。
So basically, maybe not hurt her, maybe not do some bad things to her. Maybe could try to control her, right? To make them, yeah, richer, to make them have power.
エンジェちゃんのこと、実の孫みたいに思ってるんだからさ。
And this guy as well. See, after all, I think of you as my own grandchild. Come on.
はあ、当面はノーサンキューということで。
No, thank you. How old is this? Or how old is Enge? Does it say here? I mean, it doesn't say, right? I forgot how old she was. When the tragedy happened, like maybe she's like 18. I forgot. 1998. Did I forgot? I'm sorry.
それより話を戻してください。
エンジェちゃん、何度聞かれたって俺が隠してることは何もないよ。あの日の六軒島の唯一の生き残りが会長なんだ。その会長が何も語らずに言っちまった。俺だって何もわからないよ。すべては闇の中だ。
This old gentleman was one of those leaders who had been entrusted with the business group Ava had built up after she passed away. So I wonder what happened. So for example, like for Ava, right? For example, NJ doesn't exist. So what happens to all of her companies? I mean, I guess she could put it in a will, right? And then divide it to everyone who helped her. I guess you could say that. But yeah, but for this situation, of course, she left everything to NJ. The one he called chairman was the former chairman Oshirimiya Ava. His company once had a friendly ties with Hideyoshi's business, and he had a close relationship with both Hideyoshi and Ava. For that reason, when Ava lost Hideyoshi, he became the only person to whom Ava might have let her true intentions slip. Whenever Ava's heart was torn by the loss of her family, whenever she took it out on NJ, he had acted as a buffer between the two, so although NJ didn't trust him, she found him a very easy person to question. Okay.
あの事件は、いや、事故か。
That crime.
事件なんて言っちまったら怒られちまうな。
Yeah, because you don't really know what happened, right? Like how it really happened.
そりゃ俺も世間やワイドショーと同じ程度の疑問は持ったさ。
どうしてエヴァおばさんは事故当時、屋敷から2キロも離れたところにたった一人で
Aunt Ava in a place 2 kilometers away from the mansion all alone.
それも嵐の晩に。
当時、金蔵さんは次の跡継ぎに誰を選ぶかで迷われていた。表向きは長男のクラウスさんってことになってたんだが、クラウスさんは あまり信頼されていなかったんだ。
Okay, so Kinzo wasn't really sure. Like, even though Kraus is, yes, the successor, he wasn't really sure if he'd want to give it to him once he's gone, right?
それで、親兄弟4人の中から公平に跡継ぎを決めるため、非分の謎というゲームじみた試練を課した。
それは表向きだな。
Do we actually have any, like in the real world, in our world, I mean, do you have any mysteries like this? That'd be fascinating to see, right?
おそらく金蔵さんは、初めからエヴァさんを当主跡継ぎにするつもりだったんだ。
Kinzo-san probably planned to make Eva-san the successor from the beginning.
長男が跡継ぎだという自らのルールを撤回してでも、クラウスさんと違い、非常に勤勉で優秀だったエヴァさんに家を任せたかったんだ。
I mean, that would be good though, right? But... Okay.
非分の謎を解いた者に家督を引き継ぐなどという新ルールは、クラウスさんから次期当主の肩書きを奪うためだけの茶番だったんだろうな。
So did Kinzo maybe like assume that as Eva being smart, intelligent, right, brilliant, that if whoever could have solved this, it was gonna be Eva, right? Like he just made all these things, but in the end, he knew that if someone could find this out, it's always gonna be Eva, right? He doesn't want to say it outright like, oh, I'm gonna make Eva my successor now. He didn't want to do that. He just made a riddle or a contest that he knew that the highest percentage of the person who would win was Eva.
茶番ってどういう意味ですか？
あの碑文は誰にも解ける必要はなかったのさ。適当に刑事期間を経た後、本当に金蔵さんが後を継がせたかったエヴァさんを呼び出し、
Okay.
その答えを与えるだけでいい。
Or that. Maybe. Yeah.
つまり、それこそが当主継承の証ってわけさ。
それはワイドショーでは言われていない話ですね。
But yeah, we actually saw how it was solved last episode, right? But I want to actually know how, like really, really how, like how it really happened, right? That would be very, very interesting to see.
まあ、当主継承がうんぬんなんて話をしたら、余計陰謀説が優勢になっちゃうからね。
Like that is the biggest questions in this game. Like how did that really happen? Or if it really happened. I probably did. But how? Yeah, how?
俺もバカじゃないからさ。誤解を招くようなことはわざわざ口にしないよ。
This was his theory. At the time, the Oshinomiya family head, Kinzo, whose remaining his life was announced to be short, was troubled by the problem of who was to succeed him. Normally, the successor would be fixed as the oldest son, Kraus, whom Kinzo had chosen himself. But in his later years, Kinzo began to think that Eva would make a more fitting family head. However, Kinzo, who was stubborn even against himself, was, how do you pronounce that, stymied by the title of successor that he already been given to Kraus. And he'd search for an official stance by which he could skip over Kraus and select Eva as his successor. So basically, I guess he just didn't want to say it outright. That I want Eva to be my successor instead of Kraus, because she's much more better, right? Yeah, very, very stubborn. The official stance was the riddle of the epitaph. The primary successor was still Kraus, but there was a new rule saying that if someone appeared who could solve the riddle, they would be chosen as a successor to the headship. Then on what probably be his final family conference, Kinzo told Eva to answer the riddle himself. In short, it was the same as proclaiming that Eva herself was a successor. Like, he didn't want to say it, I guess, to all the other people, right? He didn't want to say it to them, but he would say it to Eva.
エヴァさんはあの日、金蔵さんに呼ばれ、それを打ち明けられたんだ。
I mean, this is just a theory, basically. There is no proof that this happened.
そして、当主を引き継ぐため、当主だけが知る隠し館である、クワドリアンにエヴァさんを呼びつけたのだ。
Also, she was there in Kuadorian.
で、一足早くその隠し館で待っていたエヴァおばさんは、そのおかげで事故の難を逃れた。と
Did they actually mention this? That she was there in the episodes, a couple episodes back. I kind of forgot. I mean, for me, it's been like I rested, not rested, but yeah, I rested a little bit for like a week. I kind of forgot what happened the last time. Sorry.
エヴァおばさんが全ての財産を奪うために、事故を装ってみんなを殺し、
I'm arrested for my recordings. I mean, yes.
自分だけ難を逃れただけかもしれない。
大衆氏はそう騒いでるな。だが、俺はエヴァさんを信じてるよ。信ずるに足るポイントがいくつかあると思ってる。
例えば？
今エンジェちゃんが指に通してるその後ろ三宅当主の指輪だよ。その指輪は金蔵さんが特別に作らせた世界に一つしかない指輪だ。そして今エンジェちゃんが指にしているものは間違いなくそれだと作った細工師も認めてる。
The Ushurmiya family head's ring. That ring would have the gold and the one-winged seal on it. It had a diamond arranged on a pedestal and felt both sturdy and reminiscent of the dark hobbies of the rich. Kinzo had worn that on his finger without removing it even for a moment. This man was saying that the fact that Ava had it proved that Kinzo already acknowledged her as the successor.
その指輪を確かにエヴァさんが持つからこそ。そして実際にエヴァさんが優秀で、クラウスさんにはビジネスシーンでの数々の醜態が知られていたことを加味すると、エヴァさんの話は全くの作り話とは思えないんだ。
その指輪を奪うためにおじいさまを殺害した可能性だってあるけれど、そしてエヴァおばさんは何らかの細工をして事故に見せかけて一族を皆殺しにした。
そうだな。大衆氏は財産の独り占めが目当てで一族を皆殺しにしたなんて言ってるようだな。確かにエヴァさんはここ一番では随分思い切ったこともしちゃう人だよ。あるいは後ろ宮家の財産を独り占めできるチャンスに生涯でただ一度の殺人を犯したかもしれない。だがね、俺はそうは思わない。
そう信ずるに足るポイントの2つ目は？
エヴァさんのご家族だよ。秀吉さんにジョージ君、エンジェちゃんはにわかには信じがたいだろうけど、エヴァさんはあれでかなり家族を大事にする人だったんだ。
True, a part of me didn't want to believe it or acknowledge it. I mean, with the scenes that we've been seeing with Ava and Hideyoshi, like you obviously know, or you obviously see it, that yeah, they really love each other. Like even though Ava is like that, I mean, you could see that she really loves both her husband and her son. Aunt Ava certainly had been a person who highly treasured her family. After all, the root of her twisted personality had been nothing more than the sadness of losing her beloved husband and son. Yeah. After getting hit with her angry outburst as she tried to distract herself from that pain, I have no feelings of sympathy at all. But it's not like I can't imagine how the incredible shock of losing her whole family must have changed her character. I mean, it's not Hideyoshi and George. Sure, that's the biggest one, right? But yeah, basically she lost everyone. Literally. She was the only one left. And then NJ, yeah, she wasn't there. That's why she was left as well. The
家族
trauma.
を愛したエヴァおばさんが夫と息子を見捨てるわけがないと？
そうだ。
I mean, that's true though. like if we could see what really happened, yeah, my guess is, as always, is they had a fight. Like if you look at it, let's say human to human, right? For sure, maybe they had a fight. I mean, yeah, if you see the gold, all the stuff, right? They definitely had, like, that happened. But yeah, the thing is, the question is, what was the trigger, for example, for them to do that? Like, you don't just shoot someone, right? Like, for example, they're very rich already, but you just don't do that. There has to be a trigger. But what triggered them, I guess, to do that, and everyone died because of that. So I can't wait to see that. It's gonna be it's gonna take a while, but we'll reach that part soon enough, hopefully, in about maybe 80 episodes.
もし本当にエヴァさんが犯人で、一族を事故に見せかけて皆殺しにしたならば、夫と息子が絶対に生き残ってるはずなんだ。偶然自分の家族だけが隠し館にいたとへりくつをこねてね。
But it would be shocking though, for example, if let's say that Ava actually did all of this. Like she became super crazy and then killed everyone, even George and Hideyoshi. That would be insane if that was the reveal. But I highly doubt it though. Highly doubt it.
もし秀吉さんとジョージ君も無事だったなら、さすがの俺でもエヴァさんの陰謀を疑ったろうよ。俺は秀吉さんの葬儀で見せたエヴァさんのあの号泣を演技だなんて到底思えんね。
はあ、どっちも状況証拠的ですね。エヴァおばさんの潔白を物理的に示すには至らない。
それを言っちゃおしまいだよ。生き残ったのはエヴァさんのみ。その彼女がそれが真実だと言うんだからさ。
でも彼女の潔白は誰にも証明できない。
ああ、そうさ。そして彼女の犯行も誰にも証明できない。そして信ずるべきポイントの最後が警察だ。何しろ派手な事件だったからね。陰謀説を騒ぐ世論に後押しされて、警察が随分とエヴァさんを調べたはずさ。
It was easy to feel something unnatural about the claim that Ava had avoided the accident by coincidence, because she alone had escaped to a hidden mansion. Furthermore, at the time, Hideyoshi's company had been right in the middle of a takeover struggle, and in order to buy up the big stockholders, she'd wanted a large sum of cash. It shouldn't be too hard to find a motive there. But as a matter of fact, there had been nothing at all that implicated Ava as she went to the family conference. Nothing unnatural was found on her that could have been used to brutally murder her family and make it look like an accident. The servants who escaped harm by being off duty on that day also stated that they hadn't seen anything strange regarding anyone related to the event, Ava included. Putting all of that together, it could only be concluded that the Oshirimiya Ava had headed to Rokkenjima for a normal family conference without any change. Did they ever mention anything about the bodies though? I mean, I guess there's a funeral, right? I actually don't remember. No, like this sometimes right in the endings we always see some notes. But I do remember like in the first episode and the ending they said something about Maria, right? And she had a note there. Was it a note? And they found I actually want to check it out again. Yeah, I'll check it out, but yeah, I don't remember what it was said there. But didn't they say that, yeah, are there bodies, for example, like, yeah, bodies of the people? I actually want to check again.
警察があれだけ散々調べて事件性を見出すことができなかった。警察がそう断じた。それで 六軒島疑惑は決着じゃないのかな。
それは単に、警察は事件性を発見できなかったってだけの話じゃないんですか？
That just means the police couldn't find evidence that it was a crime.
それを言い出したらキリがないな。悪魔の証明になっちまうよ。
Here we go, devil's proof again.
犯罪を暴くには証拠を見つければいい。でも、無実を示すには何を見つけりゃいいんだい？
What could you possibly find to prove her innocence?
消極的事実の証明は不可能だ。
エバおばさんが犯罪を犯したか否か。それを判断する材料が見つからないから、そのまま真相は迷宮入りということですね。
そうだな。エンジェちゃんの期待する言い方にするとそうなるな。エヴァさん自身にだって自分の無実は証明不能なのさ。あの島で不幸な事故があった。そしてたまたまエヴァさんが生き残った。しかもそれ以上のことは何もわからない。つまるところ、唯一の生存者であるエヴァさんの話を信じられるか否かって俺は信じたよ。指輪の話や彼女の尊敬できる家族愛、そして葬儀で見せた涙、それらを加味して考えて彼女の話を信じようと思ったんだ。
でも私は信じない。指輪なんて奪う気なら方法はいくらでもあるだろうし、家族仲が本当に良かったかなんて誰にもわからない。
Yes, you could say that. Like, no one knows if her relationship with her family really was that good. This is why I love mystery, man. Like mystery genres. It's because of these types. Yeah, the questions. You're getting a lot of questions. Like, oh, this, that. What really happened? Were they really good with each other?
葬儀の涙が本物かなんて証明不能。というか、私はそもそもエヴァおばさんなんて大嫌い。だから、私は彼女の話を信じようなんて思わない。
事件の真相をどう見るか。俺とエンジェちゃんで真っ向から対立しちまったな。俺たちに与えられてる情報は全く同じなのに、全く異なる見解も持っちまう。こういうこと、政治や経済でもよくあるんだ。同じ事業をやっても必ず評価は分かれちまう。どうしてかわかるかい？
いいえ。
愛があるかどうかさ。
It is a question of whether one has love. What?
相手に愛を感じてるかどうかで、物の見え方は全く違うってことなんだ。好きな人が貧しい人に施しをすれば尊敬できるだろう？でも嫌いな奴が施しなんて始めたら、売名行為だとか、ばらまき行政だとか、非難合々さ。何をしてもしなくても、愛があれば感謝し、愛がなければ非難する。それが世の中ってもんなんだ。
エヴァおばさんのことを信じられるか信じられないか。それだけの違いってことですか？
彼女を疑う人間には、彼女が何をしてもしなくても、それは実に不自然に見えるだろうさ。逆もしかり。俺はね、世の中には真実なんてものは、よっぽどのことがない限り、存在しないんじゃないかと思うね。いや、仮にもし、真実が存在したとしても、それを信じるか信じないかは、愛があるか否かで決められちまう。絶対性の宿らない真実なんて、真実と呼べるのかい？エヴァさんが物理的なアリバイを示したとしても、君はそれを信じられたかい？
It's very, very hard to counter that. I hate on Ava, so I'll probably deny any information beneficial to her. Yeah, like you have your own bias, I guess, and especially what you experience with Ava, right? And interpret any neutral information in a negative way. In other words, the truth is already decided inside of me. So just what in the world is this truth that I'm still searching for? Unsatisfied?
そういうことさ。つまり、俺から何を聞こうとも、エンジェちゃんがエヴァさんを未だ疑っている以上、何を聞いても今更何も変わらないってことなのさ。
I mean, me personally, like for example, you put yourself in Enja's shoes, right? And you would also suspect her, Ava, I mean. Last surviving person and then she treats you like that. Sure, you could say like, oh, it's because of her husband and son, but still, right? Like to Enja, yeah, she's bad. She's evil. So she's gonna suspect her. She's like, no matter what.
少なくとも今のエンジェちゃんじゃ仮に未知の新事実を掴んだとしても真相に至ることはできんと思うね。
私では真相に至れませんか？
だってエンジェちゃんはどんな新情報や新証拠が見つかったってエヴァさんが犯人だってスタンスは変えないんだろう？ならこれ以上何を調べたって意味はないじゃないか。君の中の真相はすでに決まっているわけさ。
Yeah, inside of her, the truth is, Ava is the culprit.
だがもし、エンジェちゃんがそれを真相と思わずに、さらに奥深くの本当の真相にたどり着きたいと願うなら、もう話したつもりなんだけどな。なんだかわかるかい？
愛ですか？よく意味がわからないです。
エンジェちゃんは今、エヴァさんを犯人だと仮定し、ものを考えている。でもそれじゃあ片目でものを見てるようなものなんだ。片目じゃ、どんなに目を凝らしても、ものを立体的に見ることはできないだろ？だから、もう一つ目がいるんだ。もちろん、今の目とは別の立場での。
エヴァおばさんが犯人ではない。あるいは、本当に事故であるという仮定にも基づいて、物事を見ろと。
そうそう、その通り。物事を考えるときには、異なる立ち位置から見るようにするんだ。そうじゃないと、本当のことは何もわからない。新聞だってそうさ。一つの新聞だけじゃ、その記事を書いた記者の目線一つでしかものが見られない。複数の新聞を読むことで初めて立体的かつ冷静に分析ができることもある。愛がなければ真実は見えない。
Without love, the truth cannot be seen. This phrase again, it's back.
いいね。
Maybe he thought it interesting that such a flashy phrase would pop out of his mouth. When was this mentioned again? I kind of forgot when was this mentioned. Was it mentioned with? Yeah, I think it was with Shannon, right? Or was it with Ava? Ava, Shannon, yeah, somewhere there. For a while, he laughed, looking pleased. At the same time, he was telling me that he'd said everything he knew, and that it was about time to leave. I understood that and got to my feet.
俺にもエンジェちゃんの気持ちが分かったよ。あんたが納得するようにしばらく好きにしたらいい。当時、君は6歳だった。わけがわからないうちに家族を失い、未だに心の整理がつかない気持ち、よくわかるんだ。真相はわかるかもしれない、わからないかもしれない。エヴァさんは犯人かもしれないし、犠牲者かもしれない。エンジェちゃんが信じる真実が見つけられるのを祈ってるよ。若いうちの旅も貴重な経験かもしれない。
ありがとうございます。お忙しいところ、お邪魔して本当にすみませんでした。おこのぎさん。
Okonogi-san. My god, this guy is bad in every universe. Okay.
言って言って。
But I actually heard something here. A major player in the Oshurumiya group. We're gonna look at this guy, man. He just looks bad. I mean, I'm not saying he's not he's bad looking. What I'm saying is, yeah, you could see him as a bad guy. After Ava's death and until Enge succeeds the group, he and the other ministers are the ones managing it. However, since Enge has no desire to do so, the group is on the brink of internal discord, putting him in a difficult position as well. He was previously the president of a foodstuff distribution company and had a very close relationship with Hideyoshi's company. Nothing else? Okay, there we go. Because of that long-lasting association, Ava particularly trusted him and he was appointed to a significant post in the group. Actually, we haven't read this yet, right? After being repeatedly hospitalized from psychogenic stress, she is already dead in the world of 1998 due to acute heart failure. The only survivor of Hirokinjima, she lived her later years in isolation with no one to understand her. The media gave her the name Queen of Suspicion. Imagine that, right? You survive, and then people will say this, right? Like, for example, let's just say, for example, right? She didn't do anything, and you survived. Your family members died, and yes, because you're rich, people will talk about it and then say like, oh, she survived. She was the only one who's left. She might have killed all the others, right? Imagine that. How can you even... Like, yeah, your mind. She continued on the path of reckless expansion like Kinzo had done in the past and made many enemies. In her later years, she seemed to do this repeatedly as she found it funny, and at the point it was no longer for economic reasons but simply to harass. And all of this was for the sake of Enje, who would eventually succeed her.
これからどうするんだ?
まあ適当に。事件関係者やその道の専門家ってやつに何人かアポを入れてるので、そちらを当たるつもりです。
そうか。納得のいく答えが見つかるといいな。
What does that sound? At that time, company president Okonogi's secretary came in, handing him a memo over his shoulder. He read it and then looked between it and my face.
エンジちゃん。
No, like, I keep hearing someone like, doing the horn on the car.
旅に出てごらんと言った矢先で申し訳ないんだが、耳に入れといた方がいい情報だ。君、今だいぶやばいらしいね。
It looks like you're in a bit of a nasty fix right now.
私の金を狙ってる連中ですか?
Wait, what does that mean? Telling you to try going on a journey. Okay, what?
だからお金なんてくだらない。
だからって財産丸ごと売っ払って全額を福祉に寄付しようなんてしたら、エンジェちゃんの財産で川残用してる連中が目ん玉飛び出しちまうよ。
ああ、スマデラの家ですか。あいつら、何を偉そうに保護者面して。
I haven't forgotten Aunt Ava, so there's no way I'll put myself in the care of the Sumadera family. They probably want to, as Aunt Ava often threatened in the past. Cut off my arms and legs, throw me in a warehouse, and suck the Oshurumiya family's wealth dry.
スマデラ家の使いがここに来るそうだ。君を引き渡せと。いやいや、保護したいと言ってるな。
Over. Even the name of the song is over.
使いって?
君のおばだよ。キリエさんの妹さんだ。
Oh, Kirie's younger sister.
君のことを妹のように思っていると前に話してたな。
She thinks of you as a little sister.
ご冗談。
That's definitely a lie.
せめて孫と言ってよ、あのババア。
Granddaughter.
文脈から見るに、君の意思は聞く気がないようだ。
Okay, we'll see.
地下2階の駐車場に車が待たせてある。行きなさい。
スマデラの家から引き渡せって言われてるんでしょ？いいの？私を行かせて。
エンジェちゃんはきっと将来大物になるよ。この貸しはその時の出世払いってことにしとこう。
Can you even trust this guy though?
行きな、早く。
Look at his face, man. Can you even trust this? After bowing silently and deeply, Enje left that place at a dash. After watching her leave, the female secretary straightened her glasses and whispered,
スマデラ家からは足止めをしておくように言われていますが、行かせてよろしいのですか？
足止めならしたよ、十分に。
We did stall her more than enough.
それに間に合わないのはスマデラの過失だね。
This dude, man.
エンジェちゃんには逃げろと言ったし、スマデラにはエンジェちゃんが来てるよと通報したし、捕まっても捕まらなくても双方に恨まれない。世の中はすべからく愛だね。大丈夫、逃げおわせるよ。何しろ追ってまくためにビルから飛び降りられる子だからね。
Okonogi looked down again through a crack in the blinds, muttering, "Nope, I definitely couldn't do it." Okay, so I guess we'll take a break here. Enge or Enje, I mean, sorry if I keep saying Enge, Enje. I'm gonna have to get used to it, right? Enje. But yeah, Okonogi, bad guy in all the games he is at, I guess, right? But we'll see. Sumadera family, Kirie's little sister, younger sister. Are we gonna see her next episode? We're gonna find out. I can't wait for it. Does she look like Kirie? We'll see, right? So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Umineko and the Cry, episode 4 in the next one. So I'll see you then, guys. Bye-bye.